Yo, what's up guys, welcome to my humble YouTube channel where I bring you fanfiction that will brighten your days. Before we start, a subscribe is greatly appreciated, and don't forget to leave a like and ring the bell icon so you won't miss exciting new fanfiction stories. Oshi no Ko X Tensura by StaciaPLE Chapter 12 Opportunity 2. The last episode of Sweet Today's TV adaptation certainly didn't go viral. However, the manga readers and hardcore fans had a much different reaction. Kana Arima's performance was extremely praised amongst the many people who still watched the TV show. The author of Sweet Today, Yoriko Kichijoji, was very happy with how the show ended. These words, "I'm glad that my work got a TV adaptation," were uttered out of her mouth at the very end of the last episode. Later on, a celebration party was held for the completion of Sweet Today's TV adaptation. Kana and Aqua were invited, and so were the other actors and cast members. The only problem was, "Why am I here too?" Rimuru complained with a smile. Aqua retorted, "Why, it's because you helped fire us up at the end. The show ended well because of you." Rimuru's eyes twitched. "Don't give me that bullshit." Rimuru was supposed to hang out with Ruby and Aya tonight at a dinner place Miyako prepared for them. It was their way of celebrating Aqua's successful role in Sweet Today. Considering Aqua had to attend this party no matter what, he decided to bless another unfortunate soul. "I will kick your ass later," threatened Rimuru. Aqua remained silent. A few minutes after arriving at the designated place, they bumped into Kana, who had arrived at the same time as them. Kana almost instantly went up to Rimuru's side and greeted them. "What a coincidence. Good evening." "Hello, Arima-san. You look stunning today." Rimuru complimented Kana's outfit. Kana naturally didn't expect it, so it caught her off guard. She smiled and turned red while also complimenting Rimuru's dress. Aqua merely watched in silence. In truth, Aqua found it amusing how easy Kana was when Rimuru was the one talking to her. As they entered the building, many stares and glances adorned their way. Well, Aqua expected this to happen. Like what happened during the filming last time, the star power contained within the group was immense. Not to mention, Aqua was with two insanely beautiful women. The crowd was utterly in awe. "You went way too overboard with that dress," Rimuru peefed. Aqua was mercilessly elbowed before he could laugh. It was indirectly Aqua's fault for riling up Aya and Ruby's desire to dress up Rimuru to the point where this was the result of it. A bunch of men and women staring at Rimuru to admire her beauty made sense. But it wasn't quite what Rimuru had hoped tonight. "I just wanted to hang out with Mom and Ruby." "I will make you pay for this, Aqua." Rimuru's veins seemed to pop any second now. Now, why don't we enjoy the party?" Kana tried to intervene before Aqua was put in the newspaper tomorrow morning. Overall, the three of them enjoyed the food and chatter among the many different actors. Although Rimuru mainly ate food and barely talked to anyone else, she still kept up a friendly demeanor. "Now that I look at all these actors, I realize there were a lot of people working on Sweet Today, huh? Yes. Lots of people's careers are riding on our performances. We need to produce results and absolutely can't be involved in any scandals. Aqua, Rimuru, make sure you both never get involved in any scandal, you hear me?" Aqua spoke with a hint of amazement, and Kana added some advice on top of it. Rimuru and Aqua looked grim and responded with the exact same words, "Don't worry, I have little to no experience in that aspect." Kana sensed that this was a sensitive topic and decided to drop it. Rimuru remembered her past life and hurt her soul by saying what she said. "Thanks for your hard work filming the show." Yoriko approached the trio, thanking Kana and Aqua for their hard work. Kana was reminded of Yoriko's expression on the first day of filming, causing her to lower her head in shame and disappointment. Kana was very self-aware of a lot of things, and this was only one of them. Yoriko smiled. "In my opinion, it was your performance that carried the show, Arima-san." Kana's expression brightened by Yoriko's words. Yoriko's words moved Kana until she was on the verge of tears. Meanwhile, Kaburagi approached Aqua and Rimuru. He looked much more welcoming than before, especially towards Aqua, who he had treated rather coldly. Or maybe that was just their impressions of him, and this is what he truly was like. "Hello there, Aqua-kun." That last episode was quite well received. As expected, Aqua tensed up slightly from Kaburagi's approaching figure. "Thank you." Things were tight from an earnings standpoint, but the goal was to give talents like you an opportunity. Kaburagi looked at Rimuru and had a more bitter expression. It's a damn shame I couldn't get you a role though, Rimuru. But don't worry, I made sure to secure you a role befitting your skills. Rimuru tilted her head. What do you mean, producer? I think she'll be here soon. I'll leave it up to her to tell you the details. Kaburagi vaguely responded to Rimuru's question and left her there to talk to Aqua privately. Aqua gave Rimuru a signal saying it'll be fine. But what am I gonna do alone? After being forced to come to a party I didn't want to attend, I'm now left alone. That damned Aqua better hide like a grand thief if he doesn't want to get turned, past tense, by tomorrow. What's more, Mom and Ruby dressed me up in such a frilly dress at a party I'm not even a part of. The sheer shameful feeling. People must think of me like I'm some sort of arrogant girl, thinking I own the place with how I'm dressed. It's not like I haven't done anything similar to this, but this is taking it to a whole new level. Well, no one has complained, so I guess I can relax. To be honest, the food wasn't bad at all. I'm staying here until Aqua leaves just because the food is that great. Unfortunately, I can't drink yet. Juice may be sweet and tasty, but it's just not the same. Kaburagi said something concerning earlier, but the food is too good to not be on my mind right now. Excuse me, are you Rimuru perchance? All of a sudden, the voice of a beautiful girl echoed around my ears. I turned to look and see a girl who I had seen on TV quite several times by now. Frill Shiranui is an actress that's very popular and very highly sought after by several shows and films across the industry. She is someone who has a position that I currently want. Seeing her in person was quite a shock, even for me. Yes? Unless you were talking to someone else. No, I meant you. Frill cut me off before I could finish my sentence. The crowd began to stare in our direction, and it was incomparable to the ones we were receiving just a few minutes ago. As expected, Frill was just on a different level compared to us plebeians. So, what did you want from me? I immediately got straight to the point. Hasn't producer Kaburagi told you? Frill tilted her head, seemingly confused. Producer Maburagi, I had mixed feelings about the ongoing realizations I was coming up with. Producer Kaburagi said something about securing a role befitting my skills. After that, he told me, someone else would inform me of the details. It can't be. No, he said someone else was gonna tell me the details. Frill raised a finger reaching her chin. Is that so? I don't mind doing that. Do you want to hear it now? I inwardly smile. A golden opportunity has unfolded before me. If Frill herself is the one introducing me to my role, then I bet it's one heck of a role. Out of habit, I gave Frill a business smile I used to do quite often. Her expression slightly wavered when she saw my smile. Was that too scary? Oops. I gotta be more careful now. Frill quickly brushed it off and started explaining. The role we're offering you is Saber Alter, from the anime Fate, Grand Order. The series has been catching a lot of attention lately, and we're doing a little promotional video for the anime. The video we're filming is a fight scene between Rider and Saber Alter. Oh my goodness, I have no clue what anime she's talking about. Okay, I might have one or two ideas about it, but the proposed role is too insane to process. What kind of miracle is this? To be able to perform something from an anime has been my dream ever since I was reincarnated in this body. Perhaps because she could see the excitement in my expression, Frill continued with a smile. I don't feel like you'll say no now, so why don't we have a chat outside? I'll tell you more of the details. The two left the building and entered Frill's car. As the two left, the onlookers who were glued to their dominating presence had a moment of silence. There was a good few minutes after that where they only remained in silence. The people there realized something. What an absolute thrill. We were just watching them talking to each other, but it felt like I was watching a movie. Frill was absolutely beautiful as always, and her presence was overwhelming. But that other girl, she looked familiar, and she matched Frill's beauty and presence with her own quite well. I get what you're saying. Those two got everyone's attention the entire time they were here. Everyone was practically discussing Frill and Rimuru. Producer Kaburagi merely smiled wryly, knowing he had just landed a jackpot. He was the one that called Frill, and he was the one that proposed Rimuru to the role. Only Frill and her team could possibly accept the offer, so producer Kaburagi did his best to convince them. Once again, another man's career is hanging onto Rimuru's performance. I'm sorry we had to move locations. Were you with anyone when you arrived? Frill apologetically tried to appeal to Rimuru. Yes, but I've let my brother know I was gonna be with you. I don't think he needs to worry. Rimuru responded, trying to ease Frill's concerns. It didn't work. Frill was still concerned about her rude gesture. I will personally make sure you get home safe. I'll apologize to your brother for taking you away so suddenly. Frill had a cool tone and expression, but her words were quite emotional in a way. Rimuru was, as expected, quite surprised by Frill's true personality. Rimuru didn't know Frill's deepest secret, that's why she's confused. Well, thank you, Miss Shiranui. Rimuru smiled and genuinely offered her appreciation for the opportunity and care. Rimuru would be one step closer to her goal. Frill had an issue with Rimuru using her last name, but she let it slide for now since they've only officially met today. Frill has idolized Rimuru ever since Rimuru's debut as a child actor. Rimuru's only scene gave rise to Frill's love for acting. I'm gonna know more about you, Rimuru. Spoken like a true fan. Frill was enthralled the moment she found out Rimuru was being offered to take care of the role of Saber Alter. That reminds me, I'm supposed to give you a full explanation for what we're gonna do. Frill closed her eyes and started to recall the details that were explained to her. She started explaining, for our promotional video, we're free to do anything we want so long as the main point is still observable. Rimuru thought deeply for a few seconds, in other words, as long as we don't stay too off script, we can ad-lib all we want? Frill smiled, as expected of the former legendary child actor, you understood right away. Rimuru shook at the word, legendary child actor, for a second. Well, it's not really that impressive. The car stopped and Rimuru began to wonder where they were at now. The doors suddenly opened on both sides. Frill exited from the other side, while Rimuru remained confused but did the same on her side. Save the modesty for later. Now, why don't we go enjoy a longer chat at this restaurant? We'll talk all we want about how we're gonna perform, so please don't hesitate to order anything you want. Rimuru stared in awe at the luxury restaurant she now faced. Our director is waiting for us inside, come on. With the look of a child discovering outer space for the first time, Rimuru was dragged by Frill inside.